Welcome back, guys. Since they flagged my tunnels video, you can see that on YouTube and Instagram. I wanted to bring more information to the topic. Welcome to Tunnels and Catacombs.
Photo of the Greater Cemetery of Milan, the largest cemetery in Milan, Italy, and thought it was interesting that the 1800s group only seemed to know how to construct columns and incredibly detailed architecture. And as I kept zooming in, it hit me that this thing is bigger and goes underground, with the stairs right here in the center, which brings us to today's main topic. The catacombs all over the world. Yet another topic that we are not fully told about in our mainstream classes. A catacomb is classified as an underground cemetery, subterranean passageways, chambers, used as burial places. But these are no normal burial. They stack the bones in a decorated manner, as if it's an art of some kind, as if these acts were done deliberately. And these were their trophies. Do you want to know where the previous civilization might have gone? I can't make any claims, but there are clues in the catacombs. Where the largest catacomb system in the world is located in Odessa, Ukraine, a man-made tunnel system with over 1,500 miles of catacombs carved into the limestone beneath the city, dating back to the exact time period that we're talking about here. Right before the 17 and 1800s, where the catacombs are on 3 levels and reach a depth of 60 meters below sea level. So when you think that everything on the surface is all that there is, think again. And these are the catacombs that we're told about. So who's to say there aren't more, covered by the mud and dirt? In Odessa, it's challenging to prove even a rough estimate of the number of bodies in the catacombs, as there is limited documentation and many areas remain unexplored or inaccessible. So they don't even know how many were put down into these 3-level tunnel systems that extend for 1,500 miles. Now, Ukraine is not the only catacomb in the world. We know this. The most popular one coming in Paris, France, where we are told that this catacomb alone holds the remains of more than 6 million people, and goes on to say that they extend south from the gate of hell. To get a sense of what this is all about, this is not a pleasant sight, and we get the excuse, in my opinion, that these were created as part of an effort to eliminate the effects of the city's overwhelming cemeteries. And the narrative yet again hits the dates we are discussing when it tells us that this all took place in the 1700s. What were they doing moving 6 million people in the mid-1700s in just Paris alone? And the most insane part about this is they show it off as an attraction. Buy your tickets here and see what they've done, extending to the gate of hell. In their words, this is all information that has been sitting here for a very long time, and all information that we for some reason never really looked at collectively. But now is the time for all of us to get a clearer understanding of what really took place in the past. Catacombs all over the world on their website explaining that these go down 131 steps under Paris, France. Tunnels that cover nearly 2,000 acres right below the city that we all walk on, where we can explore about 1 mile of this place when it has 200 miles of bone-lined walls. And yet again, 2 for 2 today, though only a small part is explored and open to the public. So we are getting an understanding that this 6 million total people is probably much more. And again, we have all asked, where did this advanced civilization go? I am simply researching and sharing what I find, but we can all speculate that it's possible that they are all right below us. A major reason, in my opinion, that these cities hold a very powerful energy, one that draws a mass amount of people to them. Once something major happens in a location, I think we can forever sense it. whether it's good or bad. We all understand with a photo like this that all of these remains needed to be separated. This is not a normal way to bury somebody. This looks like an award of some kind, like a trophy. Like whoever did this accomplished something and are creating some kind of trophy for themselves. These are all intertwined with each other. And again, how many more of these are below our cities that we don't know about and aren't told about or being restricted from us? St. Stephen's Cathedral, located in Vienna, Austria, where we of course get the fire nod, and also houses the remains of around 11,000 people in its catacombs. So this cathedral that holds a fire narrative and 11,000 people buried underneath it is selling tickets. You can visit them on a tour. Just buy your tickets today. This is unbelievable. Here's a photo from the 1920s of the exit from the catacombs, where we can see that we are just scratching the surface. Some of these buildings clearly have a different purpose than what we are told. This guy is giving his rundown of the experience, and in the middle of it, he says that they renovated it 50 years ago to make it modern looking. Then we have the catacombs of Lima, where they tell us that in 1546, they began construction of the Basilica and Convent of San Francisco in Lima, located in Peru, not California. And this included the catacombs where there are another 25,000 bodies lying in it that we are told about. Again, buried in these weird artistic designs, the catacombs or crypts of Lima are considered the largest in the entire continent. And we are told that these enormous wells, 10 meters deep, filled with bones and skulls, the well's original purpose was to preserve the old buildings from earthquakes. And they also tell us, for a third time today, that there is most likely more to these catacombs that we are not able to see. When they say, it is believed that there is a network of paths and secret passages that connect different buildings. Now remember, before 1943, the public was unaware of these catacombs in Lima. So for me to suggest that there are many other catacombs all around the world is a pretty basic suggestion. And remember, the experts of the 1940s figured out exactly who these people were and gave us the full truth about the dates. No. Let's read that first paragraph. The neatly organized bones for geometric patterns in sizable open ossuary just below the floor of the church, monastery, and library. And before 1943, nobody knew that was there. Now, let's ask a question. How many churches around the world have the exact same thing going on underneath the floor that we aren't being told about? Is this the reason that when you walk into these places, you feel a massive presence? We went into New York City. I went inside the St. Patrick's Cathedral, and here's part of the video that I got. Now, I'm not saying there are catacombs under this church, but when I asked this guy at the front in the suit if there was a basement, he looked at me very strange and said, absolutely not, but did let me know something. He gave me information that I needed to hear, and that is that there is supposedly an even older St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. And this guy let me know that this one did have catacombs under its floors.
All right, we're going to pause it right there for the end of part 1 because I got flagged for misinformation. And please understand, TikTok, that everything that I do is either really a good joke or it's the truth. I must never lie. That has ramifications on my soul if I do lie. And instant karma happens. So please understand, TikTok and my viewers, that it's mandatory for me to tell the truth at all times. Okay, so that was the part 1. This is fascinating. This is so good because I'm bringing the information that they said was misinformation. Part 2 coming up.